What's going on, everyone? My name is Rafi Vergara, coming to you live from Medellin, Colombia, and I'm going to show you how to nail your Vima Flipbook presentation. So, first things first, you must be in the right state of mind. Remember, none of this is going to work. None of what I'm going to teach you is going to work if you're not in the right state of mind. So you must be excited and enthusiastic. The last four letters of enthusiasm stand for I am sold myself. So if you're not closed, you'll never close your prospect. Now, a good presentation must include great information. It must be entertaining, and you must inspire them to take some sort of action. So, next step is you must have built strong enough rapport with the person that you know exactly where Vima can plug into their life and what problem it can solve for them. Because you're going to bring it up right before the presentation. You're simply going to say, hey, Paul, were you serious when you said you wanted to spend more time with your kids? Hey, Paul, were you serious when you said you didn't like your job and you're looking for other opportunities? Yes. Well, I have a vehicle that can help you out. But first, I simply want to tell you that I'm looking for two people. Two people that are motivated, driven, ambitious, and more importantly, want to be a part of something that's bigger than them. So if that's not you at the end of this, no worries. But if it is, we're going to do some great things together. So let's get started. Now, it's important to know if this prospect's on Skype, you have them go to vimavideo.com. Have them also check out the Living the Vima Lifestyle video. So send them the link while you're on Skype with them. It's important to be on Skype with them because a lot of the time, when you send people links, they're not even going to watch them. So knowing that the prospect has watched this, you can ask them what they like best. What'd you like best? Awesome. Well, I have a presentation that's going to explain the rest. Now you go into it. All right. 3 things that you want to touch on. Number 1 is the significance of part-time, doing this business part-time. Number 2 are the clinical studies and the testimonials with the product. And number 3, the income potential, how much money you can make from residual income. So, next step. You must tell stories. Relate to them with stories. Stories will move people. Facts tell and stories sell. Stories on the products, stories on the success stories, and stories on people that now simply just have more time. So, key pointers, remember, a flipbook presentation should be more of a conversation than a presentation. The person that is in control is the person that's asking the questions. The better quality questions, the easier the close. So, this is going to duplicate throughout your system. If you have the person who has the prospect doing the presentation, that person is going to do the presentation up into the 2 and go. And the reason for this, like I said, is to simply create duplication throughout your whole entire organization. To set the expectation that once you're new, you're going to start presenting. You're going to start to be the one that's explaining the Vima story. So, you present up until the 2 and go. Your last slide will be the what is residual income slide. Now, what's going to happen here is you're simply going to talk about residual income. You're going to explain it to the best of your ability. But more importantly, what I want you to do is I want you to have that prospect visualize. Visualize how residual income can change their life. Have them think of if they go to bed and they wake up to an extra $300, or take a shower and see an app on their phone with their cycle, or eat dinner and see residual income coming in. So have them visualize. Remember, you're painting the vision. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to edify your upline, preferably someone that's earning residual income, and you can also edify someone on your team that's having a lot of success lately and is excited because they'll simply be in the zone. All right? Cool. So you edify the upline, then you edify the prospect to the upline. The upline and the prospect both build rapport because remember, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. So they both build rapport and they transition smoothly into the 2 and go. Hey, I'm going to show you how you can make $1,650 your first 60 days in Vima. Does that sound good? Yes. Now, something I forgot. Right after the residual income slide, what you want to do is again repeat the question, what'd you like best? Now, this is something that you must ingrain into your mind because you're going to let your upline know. Now, going back to edifying the upline, right? Thank you for your time. And then edifying the prospect. Thank you for your time. This is Paul. Paul's excited about the residual income. I told Paul about this opportunity because he seemed very, very ambitious. Remember, you're the person offering them something. They're not offering you anything. Now, moving on. The upline goes through the 2 and go. Then they go through the disclosure statement. And then they talk about international markets. How cool would it be to have an international market from your laptop or your smartphone in 53 different countries? So I've been thinking about that. Then the next thing is you talk about the packages. You talk about the good, better, and the best one. And explain why the best one is the best one with the 2 added bonuses. Next thing I want you to do is have the upline tell their story on what package they bought and why they bought that package. Next thing, pass it back to the affiliate. Ask them what package they bought and why they bought that package. Now, like I said, you're telling stories now. You might even handle an objection that person might be thinking when you tell your story. Now, what you do is you simply, sorry, it's crazy here in Colombia, but what you do is you simply shut up and you ask the prospect 5 questions. The upline's asking the prospect 5 questions. Number 1, the repetition question. What'd you like best? Wait for it. You listen, right? Number 2, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1, not being interested, and 10, ready to launch your Vima business and purchase your affiliate starter pack, where do you see yourself? I see myself in an 8. Awesome, why didn't you say a lower number? Now that's very psychological. You're forcing the positives out. And also, you're thinking or you're listening to know how to set up the next exposure. If you're listening enough, right? Maybe he relates enough to another upline or another person in the business. Maybe you can even have them try the product if they're really interested in the health aspect. Number 3, this is going back to the number 1 question, that's why you had to listen, is building residual income, or rather, do you see how Vima can help you add an additional source of income? If it was money that they said, if it was health, did you see how Vima can help you live a healthier lifestyle through our healthy products? If it was time, did you see how Vima can help you gain more time with the people or do the things that you want to do? Yes. Awesome. So number 4 is a follow-up question number 3. Is that something that interests you? Yes, it is. Now you're just having him say yes, 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 yes. So you're simply forcing the positives out of everything. And number 5, the last question is, what time do you think is the best time for you to get started? What time do you think is the best time for you to get started? Now, what you're doing here is you're simply gaining perspective. Too many times, a prospect goes home, or the person goes home with the prospect, not knowing what that person was thinking, not knowing where that person was at mentally. Asking these simple questions will get them closer to not only enrolling into the business, but being more excited about it, right? Because you're answering their questions and you're putting, you're in control because you're simply getting them to think and getting them to have the positives come out of their mouth. So those 5 questions. I'm also going to add in 2 bonus questions that you could also say, hey, looks like you're thinking about something. What are you thinking about? Or, hey, seems like something's holding you back. What's holding you back? Remember, it's all simple. It's all perspective. You're gaining perspective on where that person's at. Don't be afraid to assume the close. Don't be afraid to ask these questions because, like I said, people are going to feel what you say and how you say everything that you're saying. So with that, those 5 questions, those 2 bonus questions, and then the last thing I want you to do is simply say, hey, I know this is a lot of information you're taking, so what I want to do is I want to schedule a follow-up call. I want to schedule the next time we're going to meet. But what I do is I only schedule follow-up calls or a follow-up meeting within 48 hours. What day works better for you, tomorrow or the next day? Tomorrow? All right, awesome. Morning, afternoon, or nighttime? Afternoon? All right, cool. Let's say tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Sound good? Awesome. I'll see you there. Last thing I want you to do is say, hey, I'm going to send you some links. I'm going to send you some links that I'm going to have you check out, and then I'm going to follow up with you after you check them out. Now, these links that you're going to send them is something like vimavideo.com, where that website can answer all their questions, and they can't go on to something else negative. That's simply it. It's not always going to go as smooth as that, but remember, the point is to be in control, is to ask questions, to have posture. Because handling objections is simply having posture and high belief, right? All you have to do is tell a story about someone that also thought, maybe they couldn't have they didn't know enough people. You simply tell a story about someone that thought the same exact way, and now they're very successful. Remember, facts tell and stories sell. So I hope that helped. I'll see you at the top. And with that, guys, simply remember, it's not about what you say. It's about how you say and how you feel about what you're saying. So go out there, build your business, and I'll see you at the top.